A single moment can change everything. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 moments in the music industry.
We got something to help you keep MTV at your fingertips. It's the MTV dial position sticker. Stick it on your stereo dial and it marks the exact spot where our sound comes in.
For this list, we're not taking a look at musical performances or infamous moments. Those deserve lists of their own. Instead, we've sought out the moments that most significantly impacted the music industry itself. These moments are the game changers.
Put on a Walkman and see the world in a whole new light.
Number 10. Kelly Clarkson is the first American Idol.
The winner of American Idol 2002 is... Kelly Clarkson.
Picture a time when there were no TV music competitions. Yes, such a time really did exist. In 2002, American Idol took America by storm, first finding a balancing act between tragically funny and genuinely impressive auditions, and then blowing America away with amazing performances week after week by seemingly everyday average people.
Me and you, it just takes two. I'm gonna get it.
The first star to steal our hearts was 20-year-old Kelly Clarkson. Voted to victory by fans, Clarkson became the first American Idol, finishing off a season that launched a phenomenon.
Kelly, take a second and just tell us how you feel, what's on your mind right now, as you are the American Idol.
While it may be off the air now, this monumental moment gave hopeful singers somewhat of a shortcut to stardom and changed the way the international superstars were crafted. Number 9. U2 Zoo TV Tour. Seeking a new identity and musical direction, U2 reinvented themselves for this 2-year worldwide tour. What they didn't know was that in changing themselves, they were also changing the way touring was done.
Is it just keeping us afloat?
The band wanted to abandon their straight-edge image, so they got rid of their strict stage designs and opted for an elaborate setup designed for sensory overload. Representing the despair television often seen in dystopian films, the stage was filled with large screens projecting sharp cutting close-ups of the band and pre-recorded film footage, live broadcasts, and electronic headlines.
Everybody having a good time. I'm still talking.
It wasn't just a concert, it was a multimedia event, the effects of which are still present in live shows today. Number 8. Payola Scandal. Ah, Payola. Sweet, sweet record company moolah for spinning a few tunes. Nothing wrong with that, except it's illegal. When the Payola scandal broke in the late 1950s, it shook the music world, and the US Congress held an in-depth investigation that accused the biggest names of the day, including DJ Alan Freed and TV host Dick Clark.
Television radio came along, Payola came up. Disc jockeys would play records for pay. It was well known.
Bigger still was how Payola influenced the music scene. With Payola in the background during the early careers of rock and roll's recognized pioneers, it's impossible to determine just how much of pop culture was shaped by bribes slipped inside a record sleeve. Number 7. The introduction of Vevo.
I say I'm too late. Got nothing in my brain.
This music video streaming service seemingly popped out of nowhere. One day the internet was full of grainy, low-res music videos. The next, they were all there in glossy, glorious high-res.
'Cause I'm coming at you like a dark horse. Are you ready for a perfect storm?
Offering content from Universal, Sony Music, and a collection of smaller labels, Vevo improved the music experience for all involved. While fans were unhappy with the service at first, they finally had easy access to high-quality videos. Meanwhile, labels decreased the amount of unlicensed content on the web. Vevo also attracted high-end advertisers, so more money rolled in too. The one-stop shop helped artists and labels while managing not to alienate fans, a very rare feat in the digital age. Number 6. Billboard changes charts to actual sales. Prior to the mid-1990s, the Billboard charts weren't necessarily reflective of popular opinion among fans. It had some sort of semblance of the right idea, but changes needed to be made. At the time, new singles could chart based solely on radio airplay. In September of 1995, Billboard changed its charts to reflect both a single's radio airplay and sales, a combo that better reflected the song's popularity. Combining these factors reduced label influence and placed more power in the hands of fans. A few years later, Billboard again restructured its formula to allow songs that weren't commercially released singles, again helping little-known songs get a foothold. Number 5. The release of Napster. The real Shawn Parker may or may not have had the good looks and suave charm of Justin Timberlake.
I founded Napster.
But what we do know is that in 1999, at the age of 19, he and co-founders Shawn and John Fanning shook the foundations of the music industry with Napster. The first groundbreaking audio peer-to-peer file sharing service, Napster let users share their MP3 files with others for free.
It just seemed in every way, it seemed like a better system.
All of a sudden, the music game was online whether the industry wanted it or not. Parker, the face that launched 1,000 lawsuits, had to defend Napster against the Recording Industry Association of America, every major label, and of course, Metallica. War was waged, but Napster's damage was already done. Music was now online.
There wasn't a whole lot I could do about it. It sort of was what it was. The company needed to make a clean break from its past and try to move forward. And so I sort of realized that was the end.
Number 4. Apple introduces iTunes.
You agree that Apple may charge your credit card or PayPal account for any products purchased in the iTunes store.
Can somebody please explain to me what is going on?
For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. For Shawn Parker's Napster, there was Apple's iTunes. Rooted in 1998's SoundJam MP, Apple purchased the service in 2000, modified its coding, and released it to the public a year later. iTunes met music fans online, moving purchasing power to the internet. It was the internet's counteractive measure against peer-to-peer sites like Napster, servicing listeners who had moved on from CDs to MP3 players. With an online presence, the industry cut down on illegal downloads and also offered new options, like the ability to purchase individual songs that were not singles and soon the purchasing of music videos. Pitted against illegal downloads, iTunes helped save the industry from collapse. Number 3. The Walkman.
The Sony Walkman. The world hasn't been the same since.
The story goes like this. A co-founder of a major consumer electronics company, let's call it Sony and let's call him Masaru Ibuka, wanted a way to listen to operas on long trans-Pacific flights. He talks about it with one of his audio engineers, Nobutoshi Kihara, and 1 year later, in 1979, the world has its first Walkman. A brand name turned generic trademark, the Walkman was originally a portable audio cassette tape player, marketed to the public accurately as a new way to listen to music on the go. Portable and easy to store, it changed music, as it let listeners enjoy their favorite songs anywhere they went.
Never has so much genius been coaxed into so little space.
Number 2. The launch of MTV. Video killed the radio star. The Buggles hit was the first music video shown when MTV launched on August 1st, 1981. But was it true? While MTV did derail the careers of some, it rocketed more visually friendly artists into superstardom. The idea of a music video wasn't new, but around-the-clock coverage was. MTV worked like a radio station, providing 24 hours of music and personality through its VJs or video jockeys. Suddenly, MTV, not the radio, became the new hub for everything music, and almost immediately, sales reflected MTV's playlists.
We'll be doing for TV what FM did for radio.
Now visuals were just as important as the music itself. Just take a look at MJ's $1.5 million bestseller Thriller. We can all thank MTV for that. Before we reveal our number one pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Celebrating 10 years of the compact disc. From the people who invented it, Sony.
Somewhere there's music, how faint the tune. Somewhere there's heaven, how high the moon.
Number 1. The phonograph is invented. Can you imagine a world where if you wanted to listen to music, the only way was to catch it live? No iPods, no Spotify, no radios, no CD or cassette players, no boomboxes, no nothing. Just your neighbor singing in the shower. That world existed, but not after Thomas Edison, you know, the light bulb guy, invented the phonograph in 1877. The phonograph wasn't the first device to record audio, it was the first effective one, and the only one that could reproduce the recorded audio. It gave artists the ability to record, fans the ability to listen, and most importantly, it gave music accessibility. In every way, the phonograph redefined music and essentially started the industry. So, do you agree with our list? What moment do you think most impacted the music industry?
We'll be right back to introduce the other VJs and the other folks who are going to be with us on MTV.
For more fascinating top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
There are certainly no losers tonight.